Governor Dr. Nazma Heptullah summons 11th session of the 11th Manipur Legislative Assembly on August 10. One RIMS staff and security personnel on duty at RIMS test positive for COVID-19. Contact tracing of infected persons and necessary measures underway. VDF personnel continue protest demonstrations at various outposts demanding enhanced honorarium service regularization and their 13-month pending salary. Manipur's first dedicated cancer hospital named Babina Specialty Hospital opening at Sajiwat latest by September 1st week. And in the report, single-day spike of 49,310 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. Death toll crosses 30,600. Hello and welcome to Impact News. Watching Prime Time English Bulletin. I'm KANGUJAM SHELLYRA with the top stories and latest news at this hour. Governor Dr. Nazma Heptullah has summoned the 11th session of the 11th Manipur Legislative Assembly on August 10th at 11 a.m. in the Imphal Assembly Hall. The governor called the meeting in exercise of the powers conferred by Article 174, Clause 1 of the Indian Constitution. One RIMS staff and one security personnel posted at RIMS have tested positive for COVID-19. Swab samples of RIMS employees were taken after one attendant of RIMS from Thobal Moising recently tested positive. Out of 210 samples, including samples of the staff at Flu Clinic RIMS, 2 samples were found positive today. Out of the newly infected person, one is an X-ray technician from Singzamay and the other is an IRB personnel from Thobal on duty at the hospital. Authorities concerned have started contact tracing of the 2 newly infected persons. Retest of the 2 newly employees will be conducted after 7 days. Members of Kangujam District VDF Welfare Association staged protest demonstrations at various outposts in Kangujam District today, demanding increment of the honorarium service regularization and to release their 13-month pending salary. Taking part in a protest meet at one of the VDF posts in Kangujam, one spokesperson of the association reminded that VDF personnel have been carrying out various forms of agitation since July 16 against the state government's lack of concern to their demands. He warned of further agitation if the government failed to address their demands at the latest by July 30. VDF personnel of the Imphal West District also carried out ceasework strike at various police stations and outposts across the district, demanding increment of honorarium, service security and regularization and to release their 13-month pending salary. Protesting personnel displayed various placards. All Manipur VDF Guardian Association has warned of intense agitation if their demands for enhanced honorarium, service regularization and to release their 13-month pending salary are not fulfilled. In a press release, the association says VDF personnel have been taking active roles as COVID frontline warriors, but the government has time and again ignored to meet their demands. Stating that VDF personnel have been carrying out only silent and peaceful protests so far, the association warns of intensifying their agitation if the government failed to meet their demands at the earliest. The association even asked the government if it has any hidden agenda of eliminating the VDF personnel by making them vulnerable to coronavirus infection, all the while ignoring their pending demands. Manipur's first dedicated cancer hospital is coming up at Sajiwat in Imphal East District in the near future. All arrangements are set to inaugurate the hospital by the last week of August or the first week of September this year at the latest. Speaking to media, Chairman cum Managing Director of Babina Group of Companies, Dr. Thangzam Dabeli said that the upcoming cancer hospital named Babina Specialty Hospital will have 100-bed capacity. He said that the hospital will run in collaboration with American Oncology Institute. Dr. KANGUJAM Dabali said that the hospital was set to be inaugurated in last March or April, but it was delayed due to COVID-19 pandemic. He assured that the cancer hospital will be equipped with modern and up-to-date equipment. He also assured that the hospital will provide the most affordable cancer treatment facility compared to other cancer hospitals in India.
Cancer lying generally pesa yam changi kosa yam changi do mapan da chatpa metro cities Mumbai da kaida Delhi da to kusina amka so heli adu punamaksi yengorga akoi hogotor basi hospital sida magi cost se koina yari gai yamandana mapam sigi anabsing na afford to gumna na adugi rate to charge to na bakoi amkan hona jari koina compare to jagadu se Guwahati ana pada Guwahati de koina kare hen economical oina kara henna handana charge to na khona bu koi khana jari aduga atai city small cities hai tare third tier cities like Hisar gumba Jammu gumba adugumba da charge to bising do koi compare to jari aduna hujingma ke koina exact kano sing si maman na koi lai laing ba changa da ba sa si hai bangam jadra ga su mapan ge choga cities in this koi sina henna affordable way ni hai.
Indo-Myanmar border town of Moreh is also under total lockdown with the rest of the state. Moreh town wears deserted look as people stay indoor and all business transactions came to a standstill. Moreh community, variety market, supermarket and all other shops in the town are shut down. Technopole district police teams, including top police officers, are patrolling in the town to ensure that no one flouts their lockdown restriction imposed in the state, including Moreh by the government in a bid to contain the spread of coronavirus. Meanwhile, treatment of 2 COVID-19 patients are going on at COVID Care Center opened at Sub-District Hospital, Moreh. Eastern Heritage Council, Herikont, in a press release, urges state government to ban entry of outsiders in the state. Herikont condemns the government for resuming issuance of ILP to outsiders amid the prevailing COVID-19 situation. In West District Police nabbed miscreants who flouted lockdown restrictions in various parts of the district today. Police have appealed to the public to abide by guidelines issued by the government to contain the spread of the coronavirus. A team of Purampot police station led by SDPO Suras also arrested COVID SOP violators today. In fact, its district SP Joget Chandra Haubism appealed to the public to abide SOP issued by the government and also appealed not to step out of their houses during the lockdown period. A team of All Manipur Student Union AMSU has confiscated around 30 baskets of betel leaves from a Tata truck at Faidinga under Sekmai police station. AMSU Vice President Elt Atoba said that the seized betel leaves were disposed of at AMSU headquarters. Atoba condemned those who imported intoxicants in the state amid the coronavirus pandemic. He also condemned the security forces for failing to nab such miscreants. Kakching Khunai Chaukhat Hanbalubd in a press release urges the state government to take befitted actions against those shopkeepers who are selling essential commodities at high prices, taking advantage of the COVID-19 lockdown. The association further urges the government to form a public policy for money lenders at the earliest. World United Student and Youth Federation Ning Thokong in a separate press release also appealed to relevant authorities to ban debt and loan interest collection by private agencies, microfinance in the financial institution in Ning Thokong and other areas of Bishnupur district during lockdown period. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, many farmers in Molkhang and Saichang villages under Hengklep subdivision, Chorchampur, are in dilemma as the crops have been attacked by rodents. They laid traps and killed around 150 rats per day. However, all their efforts are in vain as 1 acre of their standing crops have been destroyed within a period of 2 weeks. Villagers have appealed to the authorities concerned to tackle the fast-spreading rodents menace to avoid famine. MDC of the areas Gangnai Khubd Wi-Fi today submitted a written to Chorchampur DC Pawan Yadav, apprised about the situation and requested him to look into the matter at the earliest. All Kanglei Park student unions in a press release asks why the state government is unable to provide adequate fertilizers to farmers after announcing that enough fertilizers are in stock for this year. The student union condemned the government for failing to curb black marketing of fertilizers by some miscreant amid the coronavirus pandemic. Imphal East District Police has arrested a man who impersonated as PLA cadre and extorted money from people. The arrested person is 21 years old, Mohammed Jamir, son of Mohammed Hefazuddin from Kiamgai Awang Plagai, Imphal East District. He was produced before CZM Imphal East today. The court remanded him into 5 days of police custody for necessary investigations. Impact News sources said that Jamir, posing as a PLA cadre, demanded a cash of 10 lakh rupees from an individual from Mayang Imphal through phone, following which the victim filed a complaint to the police. Imphal East District Commando team arrested Mohammed Jamir from Kiamgai yesterday. A combined team of the Mobile Film Distribution Center and producer of Manipuri feature film Kurai Angaubi has nabbed a man who sold pirated DVDs of the film. The miscreant is 27 years old, Kundrakpom Bamkint Chandra, son of KH Babu from Thangalawai Sabalikai in Bishnupur district. Speaking to media, proprietor of Mobile Film Distribution Center, Haikam Jayant Kumar said that they caught the miscreant from Thangalawai acting on a thief oath. He recalled that many others who had sold pirated DVDs of the film had also been caught before. Jayant Kumar warned that legal actions will be taken against the miscreant. He appealed to the public not to copy any movies that have been uploaded on MFDC application. Meanwhile, accused Kundrakpam Bamkin Chandra has appealed to those who have bought the pirated DVDs of the film to destroy them. Bangalore Manipur Student Association in a press release urges the state government to take strict actions against misuse of photos and videos of young girls of Northeast by a fake company named Stormy TV on the pretext of holding various fake online competitions like auditions, selfie contests, etc. The association appealed to youth to be aware of such fraudsters. Now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you updates on coronavirus cases. Keep watching Impact News.
OPD appointment Manipur da hauzik oiriba lockdown ki fibam asi yenglaga patients singna Raf Medi City da laklaga OPD yengbagi khudong chaba leiraroi COVID-19 ki lockdown manung asida miyam tinbadagi ngathoknaba OPD appointment ayuk pung 8 tagina numidang wairam pung 3 fawba mobile number 9366324204 dagi lauraba yagani khanganjariba Raf Medi City Imphal Northeast India की आहान बोइना IGS Infra Solutions Private Limited na Manipur International Airport की VIP loans Manipur State Rural Livelihood Mission Imphal East Kairau Bitra Tanix Tata Motors ta amuk kapthokpada tha ahum ngakthokpa ngamba COVID code ki pambai pijakre aduda sunatana tha mari thingsiluraba maming leiraba Jaipur Club amadi UP की State Road Transport Corporation की bus station ani da su kapthoktuna amuk hanna hangdok hankiba leikre akupa marol ki damak IGS Infra Solutions MM Manson Naurem Thong contact number 9862104214
Andro AC ki social worker oibag loinana AC asigi Congress luchingba oibata natana United NGOs Forum Manipur ki chairman oiriba Kaisham Ningthem Jauna Andro AC ki miyam ki thabak thorum kayada mateng pangbiba Spruti scheme ki makhada ahanba installment oina lupa lising yang kai pibiba loinana COVID-19 na maram oiraga lockdown lairingai manungda yumda laina sendan lambi pibibagi damak Kaisham Ningthem Jaubu taibang mapuna yaiphawa maipakpa ohen Bishnu haina haijariba yaning tha apunba nupi lob yairipok top jingtha
Council of Higher Secondary Examination Manipur na lauba Lisingani kungi SSSLC exam da art stream gi 4th position tarakrabi Bianca Maibam amasung 10 position tarakraba Amosna Arkebu Imphal Valley Academy Ghari Makha Lekai da lebana thagar pa fongdokli loinena arts amasung science stream gi subject topper orakraba sing amasung mai paklaba mahiroi punamakpusu thagar pa fongdokli ngasimak school asida lengbiratuna admission tawbiu amadi mai pakpagi lambida changsinbiu
Banthoibi Group of Companies presents Banthoibi Housing Finance Company Limited, regulated by National Housing Bank, wholly owned by Reserve Bank of India, provide subsidized home loan under PMAY-CLS Housing for All by 2022 mission. Banthoibi Microfin deals with microfinance activities only. Banthoibi Nidhi Limited provides loan against fixed deposit, loan against property, etc. Banthoibi Constructions Private Limited facilities. Booking started for real estate residential projects of flats, villas or row houses, etc. For more details, kindly contact Banthoibi Housing Finance Company Limited and its subsidiary group of companies or report Rangbam Leitlai Imphal.
Ichabu mahitam hanba haibasi mama mapa singna machada piba ngamba khwaidigi chabu khudoni. Slopland Public School, biggest and the finest residential school, Manipur gi oina lemjuningai oiraba, mahei tampam ama oiriba, khwaidigi junaraba mafamda semgatlaba, CBSE the affiliate toba higher secondary school oiri. Icha singbu admission tawiduna mama mapa singna machada piba ngamba khwaidigi chabu khudol oibiu, icha gi phazabalam chat sajati ahombadu ubiu, Slopland Public School KANGUJAM.
Welcome back. After the break, you're watching Primetime English Bulletin. India has reported a single-day spike of 49,310 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. Death toll has reached 30,601. As per the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, country's total confirmed cases have reached 12 lakhs mark, out of which more than 4 lakhs 40,000 are active cases. 34,602 people recovered from COVID-19 in the past 24 hours. Country's recovery rate stands at 63.45%. This is the highest number of recoveries in a single day since the outbreak of the pandemic in the country. Maharashtra has highest number of active cases of more than 1,40,000. ICMR said that a total of 3,52,801 tests of coronavirus samples were conducted by various laboratories in the last 24 hours. Globally, coronavirus has infected about 1,56 lakhs people and more than 6,37,000 people have died. Recoveries are above 95 lakhs. USA is on top with more than 20 lakhs active cases, and Brazil is at second place with more than 6,35,000 active cases of COVID-19. India is at the third place in the world. Total active cases of COVID-19 in the north states, including Manipur, have crossed 13,500 mark in the last 24 hours. Assam total confirmed COVID-19 cases have reached 28,791, out of which over 9,368 are active cases. Tripura's total confirmed COVID-19 cases have reached 3,680, out of which 1,577 are active cases. Nagaland's confirmed cases have reached 1,237, out of which 707 are active cases. Arunachal Pradesh confirmed COVID-19 cases have reached 991, out of which 654 are active cases. There are 149 active cases of COVID-19 in Mizoram, 338 in Sikkim, and 467 in Meghalaya. Central Pollution Control Board (CBCP) CB has issued fresh guidelines on disposal of COVID-19 waste. It has directed that masks and gloves used by everyone, whether infected or not, should be cut and kept in paper bags for minimum 72 hours before disposing them of. The CB also directed commercial establishments like shopping malls, institutions and offices to follow the same procedure with discarded protective personal equipment (PPE) from general public. It asks to ensure that general solid waste and biomedical waste generated from quarantine centers and quarantine homes is not mixed and they should be collected separately. It added that leftover food, empty juice bottles or Tetra packs, empty water bottles, packaging materials and any other items generated or handled by COVID-19 patient should be collected along with other general solid waste in bags securely tied for handing over to waste collectors. The CPCB also demanded recommended use of biodegradable or non-disposable cutlery to minimize waste generation. It directed that isolation wards, including temporary healthcare facilities like rail coaches, must keep separate color-coded dustbins to maintain segregation of waste and use of dedicated bins to collect and store COVID-19 waste and keep it separately. From COVID-19 isolation wards, use PPEs such as goggles, face shield, splash-proof apron, plastic or coveralls, hazmat suits, neutral clothes must be collected into a red bag. A 23-year-old coronavirus patient in Tripura has given birth to a baby at the COVID hospital. Authorities said health condition of both mother and child is stable. The woman, who is a resident of Surya Maninagar village of West Tripura district, had tested positive for COVID-19 4 days ago during pregnancy checkup at the Indira Gandhi Memorial ICM Hospital in Tripura. She was then admitted to the ZB Pant Hospital, a dedicated facility for treatment of COVID-19 patients, on July 21. She is the first coronavirus-infected woman to give birth to a baby in the state. Government has issued detailed guidelines regarding celebration of the Independence Day on 15 August amid COVID-19 pandemic. Ministry of Home Affairs (MHA) has written to Chief Secretaries of all states and union territories to hold Independence Day celebration in a way befitting the occasion. However, in its clear direction to the states, districts and panchayat authorities, MHA has instructed not to allow large congregations, keeping in mind mandatory physical distancing norms. It said digital technology should be used to maximize people participation. According to reports, following the precautionary steps as suggested by the Home Ministry guidelines, Independence Day celebration at the Red Fort this year will consist of Prime Minister's speech, guard of honor, unfurling of national flag, national anthem, and release of tricolor balloons. The guidelines also suggest inviting COVID warriors such as doctors, health workers, sanitization workers as a recognition of the service in fight against the pandemic. Government has also urged the state and district authorities to maximize the outreach of the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign and present programs and activities based on them of self-reliance. Manipur Government Services Federation and Manipur Secretariat Services Association in a press release informs that its lockout strike has been suspended in the wake of lockdown imposed by the state government in a bid to contain the spread of coronavirus. The press release also informs that the lockout strike will be resumed once the lockdown ends. Light rainfall is expected in various parts of Manipur, including Ukhrul and Senapati, in the coming 5 days, as per a report of ICR Agro-Meteorological Unit Lamphel-Pot. Today's maximum temperature was 30.8 degrees centigrade and minimum temperature was 22.7 degrees centigrade. Humidity in the morning was 95% and in the afternoon it was 66%, while the precipitation level was 2.8 millimeter. China has ordered the U.S. to close its consulate in the southwestern city of Chengdu, following through and retaliation threats after the Trump administration's unprecedented decision to shut down the Chinese mission in Houston. The Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs today said that the consulate's closure was a legitimate and necessary response to the unjustified act by the U.S. The widely anticipated retaliation came hours ahead of the U.S. deadline for Chinese diplomats to vacate the Houston facility, which the State Department said had served as a hub for spying and influence operations. In an earlier statement, U.S. State Department spokesperson Morgan Ortagus has said that the closure was due to unfair trade practices, theft of American jobs, and other egregious behavior. She also said that the closure was necessary to protect Americans' intellectual property and private information. According to Houston media reports, fire was reported from the Chinese consulate in Houston after the closure of Chinese consulate in the city. The U.S. and China have been engaged in a row over the origin of COVID-19 in China, trade ties, and Hong Kong. Now the sports news. All India Football Federation AIFF has invited 8 boy footballers of Manipur to participate in the training camp for the upcoming AFC Under-16 Boys Football Championship. They are Sorokhaibam Pritam, Singsant Paungo Mang, Lemapokpam Sivazit, Tongbram Mahisan, Loitongbam Tyson, Sukham Yuhenba, Yumnam Reniti, and Nomaikapam Siddharth. AIFF is organizing the camp, which will kick-start in Goa from August to select players for the Indian team to compete in the upcoming championship to be hosted by Bahrain under the aegis of the Asian Football Confederation. The state players will report to AIFF officials under the arrival at Goa airport. They will also undergo necessary COVID-19 testing within 48 hours. All Manipur Football Association in a press release informs that works related to transfer of inter-club district players to District Sport Association and District Football Association and provision of loans for sportspersons will be on hold in the wake of the COVID-19 lockdown imposed in the state. District Sports Association Kakching also informs that transfer of the inter-district players will be on hold until further notice. All India Football Federation AIFF has named Bengal as the best performing state in India for 2019-20 football season under its performance assessment system based on various criteria like grassroots development, conduct of leagues and other competitions. Maharashtra and Kerala have been declared second and third respectively under the point-based assessment system that indicates the performance of the state on various operational verticals. The operational verticals based on which points have been allotted are coaches education, AIFF D-certificate courses, grassroots development consisting of AIFF Golden Baby Leagues and AIFF E-certificate courses, AIFF Academy accreditation, endorsement and referees education through CAT 3, 4 and 5 courses. AIFF has assured to extend necessary assistance to various states across the country to boost football sport. Before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Governor Dr. Nazma Hafla summons 11th session of the 11th Manipur Legislative Assembly on August 10. One RIMS staff and security personnel on duty at RIMS test positive for COVID-19. Contact tracing of infected persons and necessary measures underway. VDA personnel continue protest demonstration at various outposts demanding enhanced honorarium service regularization and their 13 months pending salary. Manipur's first dedicated cancer hospital named Babina Specialty Hospital opening at Sajiwat latest by September 1st week. And India reports single-day spike of 49,310 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. Death toll crosses 30,600. That's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you for being with us. Coming up next is Primetime Manipuri Bulletin. For more news, again, follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Have a great weekend and stay safe.